Lakers Nation. Welcome back to your go-to channel, the Los Angeles Lakers News Network. Today, we have 3 jam-packed updates about our Los Angeles Lakers, which happened or came to notice just a few hours ago. If you are a true Lakers fan, you do not want to miss these updates. And yes, before we start the video, we request you to, if you are new to the channel, then do not forget to like and subscribe so that you can stay in the loop. Update 1. LeBron James out. Sciatica diagnosis sidelines the King for season opener. Massive impact on the Lakers' title hopes. Lakers Nation, brace yourselves for some tough news that just broke, confirming what many of us were hoping was just a bad rumor. Our superstar, the 4-time NBA champion and all-time point scorer LeBron James, is set to miss the Lakers' NBA season opener. This is huge, considering the team is set to open their season against the Golden State Warriors on October 21. The Los Angeles Lakers officially revealed the diagnosis: right side sciatica. This isn't just a tweak. The team itself said the King will be sidelined for an initial 3 to 4 weeks. Sciatica, for those unfamiliar, is a medical term for pain or numbness that follows the path of the sciatic nerve, which runs all the way from the lower back down the leg. This news came out after Thursday's practice, where the 40-year-old James again was not a full participant, instead being limited to modified, mostly individual work, according to coach J.J. Redick. This injury has been brewing. James already missed the Lakers' first 2 preseason games due to what Redick had initially called nerve irritation in his glute. Now, with the official sciatica diagnosis, the team has announced he will be reevaluated in approximately 3 to 4 weeks, with updates to follow at that time. ESPN had reported earlier on Tuesday that while James was expected to miss all of the preseason, there was still hope he would be ready to go for opening night. Unfortunately, that hope has now been crushed. What does this mean for our season start? The King, who just last month told reporters on Media Day that he was excited to potentially become the first player in NBA history to play a 23rd season, will have to wait for his debut. He even said he was super invested because the end is a lot sooner than later, which just makes this early injury even more disheartening. The real question for Lakers Nation is, how conservative will the team be with this recovery? Given the new reality that Luka Dončić has been brought in, and the team's shift towards him being the centerpiece, this injury is forcing the Lakers' hand much sooner than expected. The organization will likely be extremely cautious, aiming to have James healthy for the end of the year, not the beginning. This conservative approach could mean extra time for recovery or ramp up, maybe even putting him out of action until early November. This early injury will immediately test the new team dynamics, but it also forces the team to finally adhere to a plan, something that has been notoriously difficult with James in the past, with coaches often talking about restrictions only for him to play 40-minute nights by the 7th game. The Lakers will now lean on players like Rui Hachimura, Jake LaRavia, and Jared Vanderbilt to fill the impossible hole left by the all-time scoring leader. Austin Reaves will also have an even more critical role, entering the season as the team's second most important playmaker. The biggest takeaway, the Dončić era has just been accelerated. That's the shocking update on LeBron James. The sciatica diagnosis is forcing a massive shift in our season opening plans. Update 2. Lakers trade LeBron in 2025. The $104 million move to build around Luka Dončić. Full details on the Mavericks package. Lakers Nation, if the injury news from Update 1 was tough, this next one is the earthquake that signals a seismic shift in the future of our franchise. Reports are surfacing, and they are huge, suggesting that the Los Angeles Lakers might be preparing to part ways with the King, LeBron James, through a blockbuster trade in 2025. This potential move isn't about giving up on winning. It's a bold transition toward a new era built entirely around our newly acquired cornerstone, Luka Dončić, and a pursuit of long-term sustainability both competitively and financially. The Lakers front office is reportedly exploring trade options because they are facing severe salary cap limitations that prevent major roster upgrades until January of 2026. By leveraging salary cap flexibility and rebalancing the team around 26-year-old Dončić, who averaged over 30 points and 9 assists last season, cementing himself as the clear future face of the franchise, the Lakers aim for long-term success. Now, let's talk about the deal itself, because there is one scenario generating the most buzz: a trade sending LeBron to the Dallas Mavericks. Yes, the Mavericks. This move would create an incredible reunion with Kyrie Irving and possibly Anthony Davis, making Dallas an instant massive contender. In return, the Lakers would reportedly acquire a massive haul: Klay Thompson, an elite perimeter shooter, potentially on a $50 million 3-year deal, who would perfectly complement Dončić's playmaking. Thompson averaged 14 points per game last season, shooting 41.2% from the field and 39.1% from beyond the arc, making him a dependable floor spacer. Daniel Gafford and Caleb Martin. These two would bring valuable depth, additional front court strength, and defensive versatility. Najee Marshall. He would provide an energetic presence on both ends. Multiple future draft picks. Crucial assets aligning with Dončić's timeline. Keep in mind, LeBron James holds a no-trade clause after exercising his $52.6 million player option for the 2025 to 2026 NBA season, which means he has complete control over any potential destination. However, even at 40, he remains one of the NBA's most productive veterans, averaging 22.8 points, 7.9 rebounds, and 7.2 assists per game last season. A move could give him the opportunity to compete for another championship on a contending roster before retirement. The ultimate benefit for the Lakers is clear. By shedding LeBron's substantial salary after this season, the team relieves significant financial pressure. This unlocks crucial cap room to pursue younger emerging talents or other stars in free agency, allowing the organization to establish a clear direction built around Dončić. While it would be the emotional end of a defining era, it is a calculated effort rooted in sustainability, flexibility, and forward vision, aiming to spark the beginning of a new dynasty under Luka's leadership. This rumored trade is the ultimate confirmation that the Lakers are shifting into the Luka Dončić era. Are you ready for the final update, which connects LeBron's current injury directly to the acceleration of this massive generational change for the franchise? Update 3. The Luka era starts now. LeBron's sciatica forces the Lakers to fully pivot to Dončić. Opening night game plan revealed. Lakers Nation, the first two updates laid the groundwork. LeBron's out with sciatica, and the team is planning a future trade built around Luka Dončić. This final update connects those two stories and reveals how the unexpected injury has dramatically forced the Lakers' hand and accelerated their entire future timeline. The truth is, the question of when the Lakers would fully pivot away from LeBron James was looming over the organization. The opportunity to acquire Luka Dončić last season already set the team on a new path, with James's continued presence no longer the guiding star. However, the news on Thursday that the 40-year-old star would miss at least 3 to 4 weeks with a sciatic nerve issue on his right side was jarring. This situation is critical for two reasons. First, the "at least" part strongly implies that the Lakers will be extremely conservative with James's recovery. We've heard that James planned to take a different approach in his 23rd preseason to be as healthy as possible at the end of the year, not the beginning. Being overly cautious could mean adding a week or more for ramp-up after the initial 4-week window, potentially keeping him out until early November. This is huge, as it could cut into the chunk of games he's allowed to miss under the league's 65 games played rule for year-end awards, potentially keeping him from his 22nd straight All-NBA appearance. Second, and most importantly, this injury forces the Lakers to fully lean into the reality they chose for themselves. Dončić drives everything they do. LeBron missing opening night, a game he has never missed in his career, was not supposed to happen this quickly. But now that he's out, the Lakers are squarely on their new road forward. Coach JJ Redick and the team will now rely heavily on the supporting cast to fill the scoring gap. The plan involves players like Rui Hachimura, Jake LaRavia, and Jared Vanderbilt stepping up. Vanderbilt, healthy for the first time in 2 summers, has looked great in the preseason, giving the team the defensive toughness and versatility they desperately need. But the real focal point is Austin Reaves. Reaves has consistently played well as the primary offensive player when either James or Dončić has been out. He was already set for a big role, but now he enters the season as the Lakers' second most important playmaker. League sources scouting the preseason were impressed with how Reaves held up as the primary offensive option, and now those non-Dončić minutes just became even more critical. Ultimately, this is Luka Dončić's team to lead long-term. When healthy, Dončić is one of the NBA's biggest floor raisers, and he's good enough to handle any stretch of challenges, including this first chunk of the schedule while the Lakers aren't whole. James will now have the challenge of figuring out the best way to make it work around Dončić rather than the other way around. The new reality has arrived, and whenever LeBron is healthy, he will need to catch up. The Luka era starts now. Wow, what an intense 24 hours for the Los Angeles Lakers. We've covered the shocking sciatica diagnosis for LeBron James, the massive 2025 trade rumors positioning the Lakers to acquire Klay Thompson and other assets while fully pivoting to Luka Dončić, and now we know that the injury is forcing the Dončić era to start immediately. This is the ever-changing landscape of the NBA. Lakers Nation, where legacy, salary dynamics, and strategic evolution intersect. The emotional weight of potentially seeing the king depart is immense, but the logic behind the move is rooted in building something lasting beyond one of the greatest careers in NBA history. What are your thoughts on all this? Do you think the Lakers will be too conservative with LeBron's injury? And how do you feel about a potential future with Luka Dončić and Klay Thompson? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Los Angeles Lakers News Network for all your up-to-the-minute updates, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Until then, stay invested, stay loud, and go Lakers.